Welcome, everyone. My name is Danny Ross, and I'm going to be your host today for the AI Lunch and Learn session. We have relaunched on Wednesdays, and I see some familiar faces and names. If you have not joined before, please go ahead and drop a one in the chat. I always like to say hello to our new visitors. This basically is our weekly session on AI for growing revenue in business, marketing, introducing you to some concepts in AI, such as AI agents and all of those types of things. So, for example, we have all of our weekly videos are here. I shared this link with you a few minutes ago. I'll reshare the links for people who are just joining. One of those links is our YouTube channel. The other link is to our Build Biz, which is our platform where we have 60 plus AI tools in one platform. You can sign up for free. You get the 11 free ebooks. And then just going down the list here, the trial is, like I said, is 7 days free. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, perfect. All right, let's get going. Now, as I was saying silently to you earlier, we have a new deck I'm going to go through this week. I also have a workbook. Let me go ahead and share that with you. And by the way, yes, I did explain to my AI that it needs to work on its workbook and make it a little bit better. It did, I think, a better job on this week's workbook. And let's see, where's the premium version? There we go. I'm going to make sure I get the right one in here. Perfect. I'll drop that up there for you guys. So again, don't spend a lot of time on the workbook until after, please. I don't want you to get too distracted and go wandering off into something else. Just making sure that's available. I'll also share this deck with you at the end as well. Okay, so you're going to get a little bit of everything when you walk out of here. So let's get going. So, what we'll walk away with from today's lesson. So, we're going to work on generating lead magnet ideas, creating a landing page, launching an appointment engine, building lead. Oh, so I'm going in reverse order here. Generating leads, building lead magnets, creating landing pages, building a nurture sequence, launching appointment engine, and you leave with a working system. So, that's the goal for today's aggressively paced session. One of the things we found we talked about last week is identifying revenue leaks, exposing messaging issues, and uncovering website problems. So go back and take a look at last week's video if you weren't here last week. When we talk about the sequence of events here, we want to talk about what we're trying to do with the lead magnets and things like that. For some reason, it finally did upload. There we go. Took a minute. And so you should be able to get the workbook now. Okay, good. As I was saying, this week we're going to work on moving away from diagnosis, just understanding the problem, to action. Go ahead and start building out on it. Okay. So, customer acquisition formula. So, we want to grab the attention of the audience, give them something valuable right away, then capture that lead as they take advantage of it, nurture that, and build towards trust. And the goal is to get an appointment as we walk through all of these details. So, why most businesses struggle, I think this is pretty obvious as well, is that most of the marketing is somewhat random posting, random follow-up, and random results. So the idea is you want to use AI as your employee. You can get an AI employee for about $20 a month, and that employee can take the time to follow along with all of these different things for you while you're totally in the background. And depending on the platform that you're using, a lot of this can be completely automated, semi-automated with a little help from yourself. So you can kind of work it through both ways. Every week we talk about the Drive AI framework for our marketing. We talk about the Deploy, which is a setup AI tools. So Deploy is set up your AI tools and connect them into your workflow. Reach is use AI to attract and capture. Implement, you're going to build sequences and pages and systems that run automatically. Validate, this is where you're going to take a look at what you're doing, make sure it's working, and then if it is working, go ahead and expand upon it. So again, it's a loop. And so today we're going to talk about reach and implementation. Last week we talked more about the deploy and the drive part of it, the D in the drive. All right, so Section one, know your ideal customers. Now, we've done some of this exercise before. I've taught, the interview method for building out what we call a business brief. This is foundational for every business. And we really, really encourage you to take that to heart. For you who have not done the interview homework, because you haven't been here perhaps, I'll drop the interview prompt in the chat there. And this prompt you can run anytime. You should run it every once a quarter to kind of update your AI on what you're doing. So for example, if I dropped this in here, this is the prompt. It is a typical what we call a prompt where you set the context and then you build upon that to have the AI ask you interviews one question at a time. So the whole purpose of this exercise is when you're done, you can then ask the AI, now if you've trained it on your business, your personality, and all the things that are important to you, you can then ask the AI to create for you your target audience. You can have it create your business brief, which is kind of an overview of your business, which includes all of the above information. And then you can start going from there and building business plans, marketing content, websites, all of that kind of stuff. So from this one foundational prompt, once the AI completely understands everything about you that it needs to, spend about an hour or so doing this, then you can go on off and do other things. Okay. So just wanted to kind of give you an understanding of how this works. All right. So that's the interview prompt. But for this week, we're going to kind of follow along the kind of abridged version, if you will. And so I'm going to cheat a little bit because we only have an hour. So instead of doing the whole interview prompt and then building, I'm just going to say and use the assumption that the AI has gone through the whole interview process with me. It's learned about my business. And now I'm changing up the context or the role of the AI in this. I want it now to act as a market research expert. And then it says, my business is, and then paste business. I would do here is actually paste your business brief. I would say something like, use the info in this project as my business brief. Again, sequence of events. First, do the interview prompt. Have it create your target audience. Have it create your business brief. And then after that, you can run all these prompts without having to do that again. Train it once, and then, of course, it keeps that in memory. Okay, so now I can run this prompt. It's really simple prompt in the sense that it knows a lot about me, so it's not going to take much time to come up with it. It's going to tell me my target audiences. It's going to tell me small, medium-sized business. And psychographics is the marketing term around what the target audience is going to be interested in. This you guys, service business owners, what's their money range, local business problems that we solve, exactly what you would expect. So this is going to do this for me very, very quickly. And thought process, sales starting, dropping, thought, I need something new, trigger. So it's going through all of these wonderful things. So I think you guys get the idea from that one prompt. You get a whole lot of information based on all the things that it's learned about you so far. Step two, based on this audience, generate questions they ask. So what's the purpose of this? The purpose of this is to allow us to start thinking like our customer and our target audience. So this is a sequence of events using AI to help you figure this all out. So now we're going to generate 20 questions because we have the target audience defined above. Okay, so these are the questions that we're actually trying to solve as a business. How can I get more qualified leads this month? How can AI, this is probably a better question. How can AI help me generate more sales? Why isn't my website converting visitors into customers? How can I get more appointments? These are questions we all ask on a daily basis. So the AI can definitely help you figure this out. When you are reaching out to your customer base, you have to understand what things are causing them fear, pain, You have to understand these things. So every business is going to be different, and every set of target audiences are going to be different, but the questions are surprisingly very much related to the same. So these are the frustrations. Marketing isn't producing any results. Too many things depend on inconsistent lead flow. Too many AI tools. I hear that all the time. Employees are overloaded. My team is stretched thin. So, what are their goals? Generate more revenue. Businesses that want to generate more revenue. By the way, if you're a nonprofit, this still applies to you because you want to generate more donations, more sponsorship. So, it's exactly the same. It doesn't really matter what type of business you're in. You get more qualified leads, automate repetitive tasks, scale without hiring. Obviously, AI is great for that. Gain confidence with AI. Three biggest urgency emotional drivers. Now, I say all the time, people don't buy features and products and things. People buy from other people, but people also buy things that solve their problems. What's in it for them? These are the things that I would identify as what I need to help my customers with. Your customers would have other targets for their emotional drivers. And that's why you do this exercise to uncover what those emotional journal entries would look like. What's an emotional journal? We talk about this all the time. Once you develop your target audience, you ask your AI to help you write a 250-word journal entry for your targeted audience based on your business on their worst day. It'll write that out for you in a couple of seconds, and then you ask it to write it on its best day, on their best day. And so what you see is the contrast between where they started and where they are after they've used your products or services. You ask them to write it how they're feeling on their best day after they've used your service. Very simple techniques that uncover all of the marketing content you need to train your AI on, so that when you go to the next phase and you start building out your actual marketing content and tools, you want it to be based on your customer base, your target audience. What are their fears? What are their frustrations? What are their pain points? And then how does your service impact them so that whatever they're into and need, you are providing that properly and explaining, this is the important part, explaining that you can provide it properly, because that's what happens a lot of times on websites is that you have a website, it's sort of a brochure of all the facts and features and products that you offer, but it actually doesn't say how it applies to your target audience and how you help solve their pain points and frustrations and how they're going to feel after they've used you. So that's what all your marketing has to reflect, and all of your website has to reflect how you're going to accomplish that emotional part of your customer's journey as they go through your content on your website. So, what is a lead magnet? Very simple. In the old days, it was called a loss leader, but basically, in marketing terms, it just means you're going to give something that is genuinely valuable. So, not just junk. It's something that's important to your target audience and is actually going to help them at no cost. Okay. So, the idea is it can be something as simple as you've seen these ads, and the reason why you see them everywhere is because they work. Here's the top 20 things about traveling to New Zealand you need to know. It's a real simple checklist of things that you should do, pack, and so on and so forth. All right, so checklist. Simple. Every business can create a real easy checklist of whatever it is that you offer and how, give them 20 or so items that help them accomplish whatever's related to your business for free. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. It could just be something that is meaningful, useful, and actually helps them, whether it's your resources that you're offering or other industry resources that you're offering, and putting it together in a comprehensive, simple list that they can use immediately. Guides, same type of concept. Reports. So this is more past tense, perhaps. Maybe it is health-related information that's important to them, or legal-related information that's reported important to them, housing-related information that's important to them. If you have a business which is complex math required, build them a calculator, make it easy. Templates. So instead of them figuring out how to put something together, give them templates, 25 emails that'll help you do this, that kind of thing. Assessments, we offer a free assessment of your current status. Here's how we can help you. Here's a prompt that I can use. My AI, my mouse is helping me out more than I needed to help. Oh, this is got to be a new feature in our friend here, Gamma. By the way, I use Gamma, and in the list I gave you is a Gamma list. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. There is a will, there is a way. We're just going to do some simple copy paste here. All right, so the prompt is act. I'm going to change my context. This is what I say. For 20 bucks a month, you can hire a whole lot of different employees. And this right now, I'm going to activate my lead generation strategist. Now, don't forget, last week we started working on building out agents that can do these tasks, so you don't have to keep doing these individual prompts. Definitely, like I said, check out last week's video. And that's why I said I'm going to try to continue with last week's video and finish building out those agents that can help you. Generate 10 lead magnet ideas ranked by likelihood of generating leads. Okay, sure. Let's get 10 lead magnet ideas for Digital Express. By the way, what's fun about this exercise is, again, I'll use it. Why not? This is stuff you should do once a week. By the way, if you've been to my Drive class, I talk about that weekly cycle of marketing. So definitely Drive is just kind of a foundational concept. All right, so here are 10 potential discover the hidden revenue opportunities AI can unlock for your business in 90 days. Why is this important? Number one, it taglines on a specific need that somebody would have, how we're going to solve it, and then add some urgency. So we say in the next 90 days. Business owners love diagnostics because they immediately reveal gaps and opportunities. AI revenue calculator. Again, something free you can give away, you can generate in a few minutes. If you need help creating any of these, by the way, just let me know. We can build these out for you in a very short period of time. I didn't mention in that list quizzes. Quizzes are similar. It's kind of like the flip side of checklists. But what quizzes do for you is it allows you to capture information about the prospect, but it also gives them information as they answer the quiz. So the quiz is leading them towards a specific path. They get to the end of the quiz, they get something free. You get a lead because you ask them to share their email address to get the quiz report. And so it is the perfect, in my opinion, device for capturing leads, providing immediate value. It also offers what we call in marketing gameplay, where people can play a game, they can the quiz, and they gain some knowledge, some information. Maybe you give them a comprehensive report based on in the quiz, applicable to your business, and you do all of that. So we can build you a quick AI quiz. Just reach out to us and we can build one for you. So in other words, the lead conversion potential is another one. See how much additional revenue AI could generate for you. Again, it's kind of that curiosity. How much money can this make me? It's a natural upsell. It'll get you into, you want to create that kind of momentum. How to get a free AI growth audit. Love it. What they get. So this is kind of an example. I have one of these on my website somewhere. Why it works, it's highly personalized. It's a natural upsell. Again, AI profit blueprint. People love the word blueprint. They want you to do the work, put it together for them. It could be, the new home buyer's blueprint. It could be any of the above. And so what they get, why it works, and then of course the natural upsell would be into the next thing that you offer. You want to build what's called a sales ladder where people get in for free or close to free, and then you slowly move them up your other offerings. Really important concept in marketing for every business and nonprofit. Just like in nonprofits, you have this $10 donation gets this, $50 donation gets this, $1,000 donation gets this. It all works the same way. People will participate based on their budget and their value perception of what they see you're offering. That all works the same. I could play around with this, but I think you really do get the ideas. It'll give you ideas, and you can run each one of these ideas once a week. You don't have to try to do them all, of course. Run them on a weekly cycle. We're all busy. We don't have time. So the faster we can get this through, the better. All righty. Build a lead magnet with AI. Let's see. We can tell it. Let's build one. We can just pick one of them. And I'm going to grab this prompt. Actually, yeah, I actually put this in here to remind me I should ask for you guys. If you have a business website, I always love to share URLs. So go ahead and drop your URL in the chat, and we can use your business as part of this exercise. It's always fun to help out people for free. Again, lead magnet. If you want to share in the chat your domain name or website URL, we'll go ahead and play with yours. You've seen how I use my own, so that's fine. Let's see. Consider it free marketing. All right. So while you guys are thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead here. And so I'm going to pick one of these. And it doesn't really matter which one I pick. So I'll just pick the closest one here. And so I'm going to drop this right here. Boom. All right. The audience above. I'm just going to tell, I don't know how to keep telling it the audience. It knows the audience. And I will now run it. All right, so we did get a volunteer. I'm going to copy this link here. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Box It Up Designs, your personal luxury packaging concierge. I like that. Transforming ordinary products into extraordinary brand experiences through custom design. All right, cool. So let's get this and copy it. And let's duplicate. Oh, actually, I should have just created a new thread. It's taking too long. Let's try a different way. This way is easiest. All right, go for it. Voice. ChatGPT is slow today. I didn't ask it anything complicated. All right, it's opening slowly. All right, so what we've got here is the AI tools. Stop paying 20 different tools. It's laying out the answer to the question of what tools you should play with. No strategy, trying to learn everything. This is a pretty simple lead magnet that I can make pretty. You're going to put some graphics around it, make it look pretty, and then launch it out to the world as something free. I like it. It's pretty comprehensive, actually, and it kind of lists out all of the top tools that, AI thinks is the top tools right this second. It changes, I'm sure, by the minute. And then it kind of lays it all out. Love it. This is actually pretty comprehensive for something that took about 3 seconds to create. Let's drop in my favorite tool to review a website in a couple minutes. And so we're going to give it the URL that we just got. Normally, we would run the interview process. We would do all of that. But for the interest of the class, we're just going to take a quick look at this website. And by the way, this is a prompt that you should all run at least once a quarter. And the reason why you should run it once a quarter is it reminds you to update your website look and feel. This is the prompt I'm running now. It reviewed your website quickly, but this is like the short version of what we do when we do an audit for you. And so overall verdict, the site has strong foundation, clear niche, professional packaging focus, strong testimonials, quote form. You have your mandatory FAQ. Good, good, good. Homepage clearly states the brand promise. I should not conflate the two. A Godfather offer is an immediate offer that's so valuable, people are going to keep strolling and click on your call to action button. This is more of a explanation of what you do. So that's why they set it down as a brand promise. So I love this here. We want to add, let's see what you have as your subheadline, transforming ordinary products into extraordinary brand experiences through custom design. I think what the challenge with your Godfather offer, right, your personal luxury packaging concierge, is more, this is more of a factual statement of what you are and who you are and what you do kind of thing versus what's in it for me. So your Godfather offer at the top of your website should always be more about what's in it for your customer. Just feedback. And you'll notice that my feedback and the AI's feedback is almost identical. Even though you have a really, really good brand promise, your subheadline should be more to what's in it for your customer base. In other words, custom branded packaging makes your product look retail ready, gift ready, and premium. Or even, and then an additional supportive one from product boxes and mailers to retail box it up designs help brands create packaging that protects, presents, and sells. It pulled all of that from just a couple of seconds. And that's the kind of first level overview that you want to make it even clearer what's in it for your customer base. The site needs clearer buying paths for events and galleries, under optimized, mostly image based with crawlable text. So it's giving. This is a very marketing focused review, by the way. It's nothing to do with how your site looks, which, by the way, looks great. I like the design. I like the colors. I like the movement. I like the way everything's kind of laid out on here. It's perfect from that perspective. Everything that it's doing is always additive. It's giving you additive information. Never take this as negative. This AI is always trying to be helpful. I've used it many years, and many times I go, that's okay. Thanks for your suggestion, but I don't need that, or I don't want that. Right? And so that's what I mean by this is all additive that you can do to even make it flow even more conversion ready, even grow revenue faster. It's going through all of these ideas. And then, so lead magnet ideas, which is where we were going with all of this exercise. The product brand packaging list, 15 things to know before ordering custom box. I love that. Other options. And so it's giving other additional things. You can tell that the AI is trying to help you and that the AI is giving you more fun things that you can do. I'm going to share this link with you. And we're going to keep building on this link. I like it because it's not my website. It's always fun to use a customer, excuse me, a student's website instead of mine. You get some marketing. And so people on the call now know who to go to for their shipping needs. Don't you like how this works, class? All right, so let's keep going on. We're going to keep rocking and roll through this deck. We're going to finish this deck this week. All right, why a landing page is not negotiable. Okay, so this is also, and this is really, truly, really, really, really things I talk about all of the time. So your landing page is like your brochure. It's the building that you've built on the internet. You give them your website address, they find you, and how you look is so democratic. You can be as fancy and big as any other business, no matter if you're a small business. That's why you have to spend some time and some money and resources on building a really, really good website page, because this is the only way people will find you these days. And more importantly, the first impressions are really, really important. You can look bigger than you are just by having a really well put together website. So if you guys need refreshes on your websites, just ping me and I'm happy to help you with that. But the real important thing I'm making here is that when you do marketing and you drive people from somewhere to your website, it is really, really important that they don't land on your homepage. That's a mistake that people make all of the time. You don't want them to land on your homepage. You want them to land on a sales page or a sales funnel page, where the whole purpose of that sales funnel is to take people through a journey. So the idea is no landing page means no lead capture. So why is a landing page non-negotiable? It's a focused, conversion optimized landing page that turns traffic into leads. If you send people to your homepage, they can wander in all kinds of directions, and that's fine for people that are browsing your website. But when you do a marketing piece on a specific thing, the only thing that should be on their landing page is answer to that specific thing and how it can help them, what's in it for them. Okay. So this is what I mean. So we're now going to take this prompt and I'm going to do this same prompt for our new business. We're going to drop this here. Act as a conversion copywriter. Create a complete landing page for this lead magnet, right? So we're going to pick a lead magnet. Let's see. We had a few down here. Such the lead magnet. There we go. Control C. And so I'm going to grab that lead magnet and I'm going to say, give me a landing page for it. Right. Perfect. Perfect. So the idea is, of course, so you have your products, you have your brand, your experience, and then you have, maybe I misunderstood, our story, products, request a quote, connect with our packaging experts, browse our product offerings, get a custom page. Let's see, these are our products. People are getting a tour of your website. And so product gallery. And so, okay, so what I see here is we have a really nice website. As I said, I like the way it looks, feels really strong. It's giving everybody really warm tones. I like that. And so your branding, as I said, is really, really good. And so what I see missing, not missing, excuse me, wrong word. What we can add to it is a website that follows up on the lead magnet that the AI just suggested. So then you have your free packaging guide. And so we have the product branding checklist, 15 things every business should know before ordering. So you have all of this. Download your free checklist. So this is the idea, the product branding checklist, 15 things you should know. I like it. So we have this. We've got all of this. Who's this guide for? So we're giving away this free lead magnet. And now we have a page that drives people and answers questions related to that page. So this is all good. So now we're talking about things recommended form headline. So you can create a form. Perfect. So now I can ask AI, create an image for my hero section with my Godfather offer. And you can put my AI is trained on both. You can say atomic offer. Hero section, image from my hero section, Godfather offer. And then I can tell it use my branding colors. You can actually have it identify your actual branding colors. If you know your branding colors, you can drop those in there because you want your hero section, of course, to fit. Now, if I was building this, there's a lot more steps in there. But the point is for the exercise, let's see what we get. This is the short version of it, right? All right. So now what we're doing is we're having it act as a conversion copywriter. It's going to take our lead magnet. It's going to build headlines, subheadlines with a clear promise. Remember, that's one of the only things I would suggest for your homepage is that you give them more of what's in it for them immediately, and then add some more marketing around clear promises. I love this one. This is simple. Build your brand. It's simple. It gets right to the point. Create an experience, packaging that tells your story, make first everything here I think is really, really good. Okay, so that's why I was going to say over and over again, I'm not saying anything is wrong with your website. I want to point that out very clearly. We're just talking about adding and building upon what you've already got. It is a really well done, laid out website. Okay. And let's see where we are. Is it done? Yeah, it's still working on it. It's getting there though. Come on, you can do it. Okay, it's working on it. It did not use my branding colors. I would have to be more specific, but that's an easy fix. All right, building a landing page that captures. Okay, moving along. Nurture campaign. This is step 5, email nurturing. This is something everybody pretty much, I think, would know how to do already, but this is really, really important. You create a 5 or 7 or 3-step email nurturing campaign. This brings people in gently. The first email, and I'll show you in a second how this works, but the idea is you want to be repetitious in your email, but judicious. You don't want to bombard people's inboxes. You'll get put into the spam folder or the promotion folder, or you just get ignored if you hit people too many times. What you want to do is deliver a sequence of emails that build. The first email should be giving them something, whether it's your lead magnet, whatever it is, make it valuable. So people's time is very important. And so give them something right away. So you send that lead magnet for day one. Don't send an attachment. It's difficult to determine which is best because if you can include the lead magnet text, if it's, short, don't do long emails, please. Short email, if it's something that you can give away that is short to the point, great. The challenge is two things. One, to get people to click on a link, and second, to get people to click on an attachment. You have much better chance of them clicking on a link than you do an attachment. Okay, so that's why I say don't send them your ebook as an attachment. Most people will not click on it because they've been trained on the evils of attachments. So send them a link, and the link should be cleaned through their inbox spam filter. So as long as it's a solidly HTTPS certified, SSL certified link, they should be safe and feel safe to click on it. But so anyway, you can add your attachment to a Google Drive and then have them go to it and get it. Or on your website would be the best place. Have them go to your website to get the lead magnet. And that's why the lead magnet needs to be on its own page by itself. Okay. Share your story in the second email, right? Build your authority. Third, share real results and transformations. Fourth, address the 2 to 3 reasons prospects might object or hesitate. Give them why. You're going to help them no matter what they've heard in the industry. You're different because, and explain clearly how that answers it. And then make the ask. Fifth one is ask for the call to action, whatever it may be. Go here and buy this. Or most often, talk to me. Here's my link, set up an appointment, and get on my calendar. Okay. So those are the really important types of steps we can take. AI. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, so we're going to take this out. Using the above information. Even I can make silly mistakes like that. All right. Make the hero section compelling, aka God. With AI, you have to be very, 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 very specific. It did do what I wanted it to do. In other words, it has the offer. There it is. I'm going to save that image. That is too funny. Using the above information used by Bryce. Act as my sales AI team. Create an outreach kit for. Create an outreach kit. We don't need to put the target audience again. Include 3 SMS, short conversational, 1 voicemail script, 1 direct appointment request message. Actually, you know what's funny about this one? Even though it kind of is like your colors, it's actually using the colors that's bleeding over from mine. And so that's where it looks almost right, but it's not quite right. But it is better. The product branding checklist, 15 things, yeah, everything better should know before. And it's doing pretty good. I like it. Get my free checklist. And then you make that a call to action that goes wherever you want it to go. That's not horrible. All right, so let's run this new prompt. Again, we're changing the context. We're hiring a new AI agent. Sales, this is going to be a sales one. So it's going to make some text messages you can send, 2, 3, and it gives you the sequence immediately after downloading, 2 to 3 days later, and then 7 days later. Follow up with an email. So now what you're trying to do is go from the free thing you just gave them all the way to some sort of a consulting engagement so they can, hook up with you to have buy your services or your products. So this is really pretty good as well. I like it. So I'm going to again share this link for anybody who jumped on a little bit later. So again, we're just kind of walking through this, and it's doing a pretty darn good job. Simplistic, isn't it? You don't have to do anything ridiculously complicated. We're all busy. And also, if you need a VA to help you do all of these tasks because you don't have the time to do it yourself, we do offer VA services, both human and agentic. So just get with us, create a LinkedIn connection message, follow up part. Okay, cool. Let's do just that. Now, why am I using LinkedIn here? So you can use Facebook. Facebook is great for marketing. You have a lot of control over, we have a lot of control over the budget and things like that. So people use it a lot for, obviously. It's one of the most powerful marketing engines on the planet. However, if you're trying to go after other businesses instead of other people or individual consumers, you want to contact businesses for something like this. LinkedIn is probably a better place to go because you have the same controls, but the target audience is specifically other businesses. So this is a B2B sales process. So that's why it's suggesting LinkedIn instead of Facebook. Don't get me wrong, you can market the owners and CEOs that are using Facebook, but LinkedIn is where they exist. You might want to go there first or in addition to everything else you're doing. All right, create a LinkedIn connection message, follow-up message, partnership request, and referral. Ask for, oh, and referral. Okay, yeah. Okay. It's business subscription. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We'll just say, and ask for business referral. All right, cool. And so you could, again, if you have the pro version of LinkedIn, you can message directly to your targets. And that's what this one is about. This is less about marketing and just reusing your pro version account of LinkedIn to reach out directly to them. All right, cool. I like it. And yeah, if you have friends, this is what this last one, the referral ask is if you have, people in your, you know, network, ask them, or customers, even better, ask them to give you a referral. So we kind of talked about this, right? So content, lead magnet, landing page, lead nurturing, appointment, proposal, referrals, and then of course the goal is to get to customers. And then so you can do all of this. Of course, you would use your business, including all the way out to the profile, to lead magnet, landing page, 5 emails, text sequence, and all of that done in a few moments. So that's kind of like the thing. And I'm also going to share this deck with you guys. So you get the 30-day channel challenge, build that lead magnet, go ahead and get that landing page going, the email sequence, the text sequence, and the appointment funnel. Build all of that using the tools that we just went over. And so we don't need to break out into sessions, but you guys also have the workbook, which I shared. All right, cool. So let's do that last one. I think I have enough time, just a few minutes left. I'll open it up for questions. Anybody have any specific questions about some of the things? And let me get this prezzo to you guys right now because I forget all of the time. Anybody that's on here with me will say, yes, Danny, you forget to share. All right, so I'm going to share the link right now. Copy the shared link, drop it into the chat. So you guys have it. You can walk through it step by step, including you have that and you have the workbook. So if anybody needs any of those things, please ask me. And again, here are all the links. The links take you out to the YouTube channel so you can see the lessons from last week and before. All right. Questions, questions, questions. All right. Well, that is okay. I don't mind as long as you guys got something out of it. I appreciate your time. And we're going to keep building on everything that we have done so far. And so we've done a few different things. And so do your homework, please. All right. I'm going to pick up from right where we left off. And we're going to continue to build on where we were. So coming up next week, we're going to work on AI conversion optimization. So how to do this, everything that we've just set up, how do we do it faster? How do we get more appointments? So how do we improve your conversion rate? It's not if you have the foundation set up, how do we improve your conversion rate? And then how do you build what's called lifetime value, meaning your customers stay with you, keep coming back, keep coming back. That's the idea. So you want to always give them as much value as you can, give them good customer service, and then you can turn them into a referral engine. I get lots of customers from customers. So this really, really is important as you're overall building your business. All right, everyone, we're right on time this week, and I'm still going to pick up from item 9 on the previous thread as well. I'm going to build both of those into next week's presentation, and we'll continue building out our AI agents, and we'll continue building out our automation and optimization tasks right here. Okay, so next week, like I said, we're going to combine a little bit of step 9 from the previous deck and this goal of really building optimization, conversions, improving and growing revenue. Those are always my goals, really. Everything else is just how we get there. All right, everyone, you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.